The Jacob Media Sports Network, in partnership with 97.3 ESPN, brings you the Mays and Eytan Show.
Middays with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander.
Now, it's the Midday Show with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander on 97.3 ESPN Radio.
I'm just going to drop the gauntlet down right now.
What?
Right?
Gauntlet?
Yes, the gauntlet. You remember that video game back in the day?
No.
If anybody, you, Josh, Mike Gill steps into the studio, whatever the hell else is going on down there, or any caller or texter brings up Gabe Kapler and the Phillies, I'm walking out of the room.
No,
I'm
you're
out.
not.
I'm out.
No, because thankfully it's over.
I can't stand the fact that this thing is still a thing. When the Eagles had a season-saving victory in Lambeau Field on Thursday night, and the Dallas Cowboys embarrassed themselves on the road in New Orleans, Kellen Moore went from Bill Walsh to Bill Johnson, and now we have, after this week, I mean, this is the discussion, is after a 1-2 start, following this week, where the Cowboys have a pretty tough game, Harry, and the Eagles have a walkthrough with the Jets, you're talking about a tie for the NFC East. That captures me. You know what Gabe Kapler and Matt Klentak do? They irritate me.
Well, I mean, tomorrow, it could be as early as tomorrow, we may have a managerial firing.
You think?
Yeah.
What's the over/under?
Well, I'm thinking, I'm leaning towards it's going to happen sometime tomorrow.
Sometime
That's
tomorrow.
That's what my gut is telling me. Okay, so today we will talk football.
Just because Joe Madden got fired, and now they're going to bring Joe Girardi in?
No, I don't know who they're bringing in.
Well, it's got to be one of the two, right?
I think Kapler is going to be ejected, and I think it'll probably happen tomorrow. That's my guess.
Is that right?
Yeah. I have no knowledge of this. I'm not reporting anything. It's just my gut.
Okay.
Okay? And, that to me, is that going to solve all their problems? No. But it will at least provide something that you can sit here and say, all right, well, I was never really a Gabe Kapler guy anyway. Do I think the new guy, whoever it is still going to lean heavily on analytics? Yes, because that's an organizational thing. And is this going to be righted by getting a Joe Madden in here or a Joe Girardi? I don't know. But it had better be better. There had better be some accountability at the very least for this roster. And that's all I'm going to say about the Phillies today.
Okay.
Let's
move on.
I do have the audio of Bryce Harper addressing the fan base that we can play later on in the show.
Okay, now here's the thing. This is something that I don't want to fall victim to. I don't want to turn into the Mets fan base right now.
What do you mean?
That's celebrating a participation trophy.
Oh, Pete Alonso hitting, 53 home runs?
Listen, he played 160. I couldn't care less. You make the playoffs. Otherwise, you're just a Mike Trout. And that's all it is. It's a Mike Trout scenario.
I mean, I don't want to talk about the Mets, but if you're the Met fans, you're looking forward to that because he's a rookie and he's showing some great promise.
Let me tell you something
to be excited about if you're one of them. I don't care.
These guys are ripping us because of the contract that Harper signed. What do you think they're going to give Alonso in 6 years?
No, I don't. I don't care about them ripping us.
That's my point, though, is that I'm not going to turn into a fan base that celebrates participation trophies.
No, I'm not celebrating
hey, Bryce
anything.
Harper had career highs in home runs, and
no.
For me, it's just you didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
You don't deserve my
81
attention.
and 81. I mean, how appropriate is that record for this team?
This team doesn't deserve my attention. The level of disdain that I look down on this team, 8 years without making the play, and they went
8
for
years
it.
of not above 500.
Well, above 500, right?
Yeah.
They went for it this year, Harry.
Well, yeah.
They brought in Real Muto. They signed Bryce Harper.
They didn't realize that pitching is the big part of it.
What did Matt Klentak do again at the deadline? Jason Fargas?
He got Dickinson, right?
Yeah. Corey Dickinson.
Who I actually liked.
Not Emily Dickinson.
I actually liked him.
Yeah. He's gone because there's no room for him.
Right, he'll probably be gone.
See, you suckered me into this. Now I got to get out of here.
No, but yesterday, I tried to watch as much NFL as I could yesterday.
Oh, I consumed it all.
It was god-awful.
Really?
Oh, terrible. I wasn't entertained in the least. I counted how many penalty flags were thrown throughout the league.
Well, you don't have red zone, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I didn't feel like that was the issue at all for me.
It was terrible.
I had the
watched
red zone going.
Well, I was focused on the Minnesota-Chicago game.
Yeah, because your money line
that
busted.
Game, no, but that game kind of has some impact on an Eagles situation in the NFC. So I was concerned about that. And that's the game that was on. And all I saw were penalty flags. There was an average of 15 penalties, accepted penalties, by the way, not thrown, accepted in every game yesterday.
Honestly,
that is atrocious. And I know you're going to talk about the Rams and the Buccaneers game, probably, it being on red zone and there being a lot of points scored. And
no. I mean, honestly, I didn't feel like.
You know how many penalties were thrown in that game?
But that's
25 accepted penalties.
At no point, maybe it's watching the red zone and having the other games on the side TVs.
I can't stand that Hansen guy.
Well, listen,
Scott Hansen.
I was also working from 4 to 7.
Yeah, I know.
So
you're
I'm
always working.
No, but I'm saying like I was doing like a radio version.
Right.
So I don't have, to your point, I don't have time. Like I wasn't sitting there watching a football game from its entirety or flipping. Like
that Redskins-Giants game was
awful,
abysmal.
atrocious. Well, look at the games we had on TV that we had to watch.
That's what I'm saying.
Now let's go back. Let's look around.
Even the Cowboys game wasn't very entertaining.
Awful football, but
Terrible.
At the same time, I mean, maybe it's just because there's money on it.
I'm glad they lost. I had that was one game I had right yesterday.
Teddy Bridgewater, the Saints' offense, I thought would do better than what they did.
They did enough.
Saved them, but
yeah, their defense saved them.
Let's go back to that Bears-Vikings game.
Oh, God.
Because this is something that fascinates me.
Best thing that happened was Trubisky got hurt.
For the Bears. Chase Daniel steps in.
I'm not kidding you.
Unbelievable.
When Trubisky left that game, I'm like, the Vikings are going to lose.
Now, how long is he out?
I don't know. It looked like, what was it, a shoulder or something?
Okay, I'm just looking
at He went down awkwardly.
Correct.
And it looked like he had a shoulder issue.
No. I know he's out. I think he's day-to-day now. But the point being, I don't know if we've had a team like this in recent memory that has so much money and talent associated to such a drop-off of actual execution on the field. Like,
you talking about the Vikings?
I'm talking about the 4 now with Cook. I mean, they're not paying Cook like they're paying those other guys.
Cousins is awful.
That's the whole thing. Like,
just awful.
He's got to be the worst quarterback. Like,
I mean, $85 million. I tweeted yesterday that that's the only thing that the Redskins have gotten right in the last quarter century, and that's not extending him long term.
Yeah.
He stinks.
Imagine how much of a jerk, J.O., you have to be to get the Redskins to be like, enough is enough.
Exactly.
We're not going to overpay you. They do it to everybody.
They back up a Brinks truck for anybody that's willing to stay there.
Bring Deion Sanders back right now if they could.
Jeez, Bruce Smith.
Yeah, that's right. The Bruce Smith contract.
My God.
That was amazing. So, now the Bears team I think is legit, but I just don't know how bad.
Their defense is legit.
I don't know how bad Minnesota really is.
They were down 2 starters yesterday and still just throttled Minnesota.
Roquan Smith was out, right? Akeem was out as well. Akeem Hicks was out. Those are 2 big names.
Yeah.
And it didn't even matter for the Vikings.
They didn't even blink.
Now here's the thing. I don't know if the Bears defense really is that good and they're healthy, because the Bears were also down a tackle, right? They were down a couple of people. If the Bears' defense really is that good, they'll be able to beat anybody in the NFC.
Yeah, I mean, that defense travels, and at home they're very tough. They let that grass grow really long on Soldier Fields.
What's up with that?
They want to slow down the game. They want to
slow down. Sort of like
they want to slow down opposing wide receivers. There was one play made yesterday by Cousins where he threw a really nice ball to Diggs, and Diggs fumbled it. That's what I knew. I'm like, this is over. There's no way that they're going to be scoring enough points in this game.
No, absolutely. That was the moment.
But, yeah, you see how long they grow that grass? That's like 3-inch U.S. Open rough.
Right. I was going to say the zero blade is like the shortest, right?
Yeah.
So how do they cut that? That's got to be like at the highest blade above the ground.
It's all shaggy.
And there's not Shaggy.
Not the Jamaican rapper Shaggy, who we love on this show.
Who fakes the Jamaican accent.
I know.
That's right. All right. 609-403-0973. As the text board, you mentioned the Dallas Cowboys game last night. Giants get the win over the Skins. And Daniel Jones out there. I mean, again, it's Washington.
He looks good. It was against Washington, but he looks good.
This division is going to be interesting. I do love the fact that the Eagles have as close to a walkthrough as it gets. I mean, they should obliterate the Jets.
They should.
There should be no issues. This is it's a get-right game.
They're going to be like a 2-touchdown favorite, possibly.
Probably.
I don't know if Darnold's going to play.
It's at home.
Yeah.
And I don't think Darnold will play.
Yeah, it's not
which
looking
means
that
it's
good.
a Luke Falk special, right?
Yeah, Luke Falk, right? Simeon's out, too, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Trevor from the 203 on the Twitch channel, Mays and Eytan. You can also get us on at Harry Mays TU, the Periscope, at Shander Show. They're growing the grass like how Notre Dame used to do it back in the day.
Yeah, before they put the turf in. That's right.
That long grass.
He's going to slow down all these speed teams that come in there, man.
Now, didn't they have some speedsters too, though? Didn't the Rocket go there?
Ishmael?
Yeah.
I guess, he was probably used to it. He put different spikes.
Is that right? Tim Brown, yeah, it's another guy.
Tim Brown.
Good call, Josh. All right.
I don't know that he was a real speedster, though.
No,
he was like
no. All right, let's look at this. What was the best game? It had to be Chiefs-Lions, right? Best
I watched
game
that, yes.
Now,
yes.
Saturday, we also, at 12:30, we
that
should also
Chiefs
mention
defense
what happened on
is
Saturday.
not good.
No.
They are not good.
But it looks like, based on that lock and four, I forget who the report was that came out in the morning, Darlington, I think, the Chiefs are the ones who are actively pushing along. If it's,
For Ramsey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were going to give up the multiple first-round picks.
So they were the team they think that was going to give up 2, and Jacksonville said no?
That's the team, I think, because the report said Jacksonville said no because both of those picks would be 32nd.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty much like, listen, the Eagles with Jalen Ramsey, all of us would be talking Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl.
Right.
But it's pretty much a lock. I mean, that's what they're missing.
Yeah.
You put Jalen Ramsey on a corner,
right.
You don't give up 35 points to the Lions.
No, or you go to New England in January in a playoff game, you have a chance.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's pretty much what they're building for. I mean, that if you're Andy Reid, you got to figure out a way to beat New England in January. That's really what it comes down to.
And that defense right now does not look like they can hold up.
No, it doesn't.
And on the flip side,
New England's defense.
Right. Like, what defense looks better equipped to go against each other's offense? It's
right.
New England's defense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to try to minimize, you're not going to stop Mahomes, but to try to minimize him. New England's defense, what did they force? 4 interceptions yesterday?
3. Well, I don't know.
Allen
Barkley
had 3 and Barkley had
right.
1 too.
Barkley had 1, right? That's it. But here's the thing: Mahomes didn't even get in the end zone yesterday.
No,
he was kept out in the air in the end zone all
right.
day. Still, though, but that's the difference. Like, you look at the difference between Matt Ryan, who threw for a ton of yards and was out of the end zone, and Mahomes, who threw for a ton of yards, kept out of the end zone. Mahomes was leading scoring drives.
Correct.
Was just handing the ball off in like the 1 or 2 yard. Ryan was leading these 20-20 drives, and Atlanta, outside of Hooper, who I had on a fantasy because I was
tight end.
That was it.
Yeah.
Like, outside of Hooper,
That's
they were doing
Atlanta,
anything.
isn't it?
Yeah, but
when they don't win, they don't score in the red zone.
It's amazing that you've got bodies like Sanu.
I know.
And, I mean, that
Julio
was their
Jones.
season,
I know.
Harry. Their season was on the line.
That was a great loss for the Eagles yesterday, for Atlanta losing
Yes.
that game. Dallas loses, Minnesota loses, the Rams lose, and Detroit loses. So it was really a great Sunday for the Eagles, even though they didn't play.
Yeah, you're right. You look
think
around.
about all those NFC teams.
Detroit is the one team that lost that I think they're lost. I mean, the Rams are going to be there, but of those teams that we were still trying to figure out, I think Detroit's good. I think Detroit's going to be battling in that division.
They're better than I gave them credit for.
They're better than Minnesota right now.
Yeah, I would probably
Which is
agree
crazy
with that.
because you can't really make an argument on paper.
The huge play in that game was the fumble return for 100 yards.
Right.
I'm actually, before I could get it on TV, right, I'm watching it on my phone because I actually put a little something on the Chiefs' money line.
Oh, is that right?
Just a little.
Well, on top
was
of
kinda
your
stupid.
2-game parlay?
Yeah, it was kind of stupid because I almost lost it and it really didn't pay much. But I just wanted to have some action.
What were the odds on that?
They were like minus 375.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so I'm sweating this thing, right? And Detroit is driving. They're at the 1-yard line, and I'm watching it on the phone. And all of a sudden, you know how those apps, sometimes they screw up.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Like whoever's inputting the data might
Right.
screw it up, and then they
It's like a cryon
and then they
fail,
fix
right.
it. Yeah. So I see Detroit at the 1 with like 3rd down or whatever it is. Next thing I see is Chiefs touchdown comes across in a big red bar. I'm like, there's no way. How'd the Chiefs score?
Right.
Detroit was at the 1-yard line.
thought they messed
so
it up.
I have to look in at the score and read the whole description of the play, and then I read that Kerryon Johnson fumbled at the freaking 1-foot line and it ran it back. I'm like, yeah,
Unbelievable. Unbelievable that you got that out of there. Because you're thinking, right, that that the whole thing messed up. The app messed up.
because it happens all the time.
Yep. Or it just takes forever.
Yeah.
And sometimes, right, it's the wrong team or it's the wrong
Drives
score.
me nuts.
Or they put the score up even though there's a replay going, they still have to score up.
And then they'd have to take it back because it was overruled.
Yeah, no,
something.
there are a lot of things.
Yeah.
I get that, man. There are a lot of things you would look at, honestly.
Yeah, it's this thing. It's the Yahoo, the Score app or whatever the hell they call it.
Okay. Was it the Yahoo? Yahoo's is the Score, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. That is too much, man. Too much. I would have been sweating.
Oh, yeah.
It's like when you're playing a fantasy and you're seeing, things go up and down, and it's like, oh, yeah, but you're checking your score without looking at the specifics, and they make a mistake. Like, it's not Ezekiel Elliott who had that 30-yard run. It was Tony Pollard.
Right,
and they, correct it, and you're just like, wait, what happened to my point?
Where'd all my points go?
And then you get the next day, it's like, there was a correction on the stat sheet.
Thanks.
Yeah, enough is enough. 609-403-0973.
But how about the Saturday that we had? Josh Henning was just unbelievable on Saturday. Of course, we got whitewashed with Penn State beating Maryland. What was it, 58, 59, nothing, whatever it was. We had Maryland. So then
Everybody
Saturday,
had Maryland,
we went 5 for 5, courtesy of Josh.
That was amazing, man. That run was absolutely amazing. And I'm watching here playing that round robin. On that round robin, the 6 teams. So I'm watching.
Not Miss Robin.
No, not Miss Robin. I'm just watching this thing pay off and pay. It's like a slot machine. Da-ding, da-ding, da-ding. I'm just like, thank you, Josh. I put the tweet out. Thank you, Josh. Here's the thing. Friday night was rough. I got crushed. I had a small 3-team. I took Virginia Tech, Maryland, and Air Force.
Virginia Tech loses at home to Duke by what, like 30-some points?
It was a brutal loss.
What was it, 45-10 or something?
Yeah, Duke looked like Daniel Brown was the quarterback. Exactly. I couldn't believe it. I don't know what the hell. Daniel Jones. What did I say?
Daniel Brown.
What was he from?
Well, he conflated Jones and Brown. Brown was the guy back in the 80s that played for Spurrier at Duke and went to the Giants.
Oh, the Giants. That's right. That's right. Yeah, wrong guys. I got my Daniels wrong. All right, we got a bunch of texts. Dickerson, not Dickinson. Yeah. No,
sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said not Emily Dickinson. Scott Hansen should go catch some predators with his brother Chris Hansen, DJ from Tampa. Stop hating on the Mets. Mets are still brighter than the Phillies, and we have a brighter future. Nobody cares.
I wasn't hating on the Mets.
Nobody. Attendance is down. Ratings are down. Your sport sucks, dude. Yeah. All right. And
they got a better pitching staff than the Phillies.
Who cares? They're both out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right? They're both playing golf at our respective country clubs. In fact, you know what I'm saying?
Playoffs start tomorrow, man. You going to be watching?
Hooper drives the boat, Chief. No, I will not be watching.
You will not be watching Scherzer against Milwaukee tomorrow night?
I'm going to go out of my way to not watch one pitch.
Scherzer's had a 5+ ERA his last 4 or 5 starts. He's not the same guy right now.
Do you think – I'll do 3 straight days this weekend of National. It's easier here for us because we're talking about local stuff. But if I did 3 straight days of National and not mention the playoffs once, do you think anybody would say something?
I would if I was your program director.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What else is on?
Well, Friday night it's late.
It's Tuesday night. What are you going to be talking about Tuesday night?
No. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday is my point.
Oh, okay. But I'm just saying, Tuesday night, what else are you going to watch? There's a baseball game.
No, there's other stuff on. We can find things. What are you watching tonight? You're watching this game.
No, I have no interest.
I've got a bunch of different bets on this game just to play it out.
I have no interest on this game because of the quarterback situation with Pittsburgh.
Oh, what about with Cincinnati?
Well, I mean, who is it, Andy Dalton?
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
I never have any interest in the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's my point. It hasn't changed. All right, so I have Juju Smith to have 2+ receiving touchdowns and Pittsburgh to win the game. Right?
That's not happening.
I have the
that's a loser.
You think? Yeah, plus 730 odds right there.
Okay.
All right. I've got the Bengals, or pardon me, the Steelers.
Not the Bengals. That's a group.
The Bengals.
Susanna Hoffs, the hot chick that fronted the Bengals.
No, there were 2 other hot chicks in that group too. Though.
Yeah, but I never even saw them. I could just look at Susanna Hoffs.
Well, they were in the videos.
I know, but I never really saw them.
I have the Steelers' margin of victory 7 to 12 points.
Okay.
At plus 500.
Oh, all right.
No?
What's the line? 3?
Yes.
Okay.
I have the Bengals at an alternate spread plus 0.5.
I love the way you say Bengals.
Yeah, the Bengals plus 0.5 at an alternate
It's a manic
spread.
Monday. You realize that.
It's a manic Monday. Huh? I'll be with Mr. Monday night tonight.
That's right.
At Landmark.
I guarantee it. Let's put odds on this. A total over-under. How many times he says Manic Monday? 1.5. Where are you going? Over.
Exactly. I thought you were going to go like 2.5.
No.
All right. I have Pittsburgh minus 3.5 and the under 43.5.
Say that again now.
Pittsburgh minus 3.5 and the under 43.5.
I kind of like that.
Okay, that parlay would play plus 350.
Okay.
And then I have anytime TD scorer plus win, right? So that parlay, Juju with the win. Okay. You don't like Juju scoring?
I don't even understand what that is.
It means Juju Smith's going to score a touchdown anytime throughout the game.
I can see him scoring a touchdown.
Okay, so I have
but that first one was 3 touchdowns.
No, two. Have 2+ and the Steelers win.
Yeah.
So if Juju has 2+ and the Steelers win, that bet and then this one.
Both cash.
Right, and then I have a couple more here, all to make it interesting. Andy Dalton to throw 3+ touchdowns, Cincinnati Bengals win. That plays plus 530.
I doubt that.
You don't see that happening in your crystal ball?
I do not. What are the odds on that?
Plus 530.
Oh, my God.
And then I have Mason Rudolph to throw 2+ touchdowns, Steelers win, plus 200.
That might happen.
All right, now what if he throws both to Juju? I'm taking
2+. Don't he have to have 3?
No, 2.
I thought it said 2+. So, in other words, 2 or more.
2 or more.
Oh,
right.
so 2 it cashes.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
And then 2 more I have here for you. Mixon to score 2+ touchdowns is at plus 700.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And then the last one, Harry.
Yeah.
Mixon and the Bengals. So Mixon scores a touchdown, the Bengals win. That's at plus 300.
This is all
That's
just
not
so
happening.
you can watch this stupid game.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow.
Listen, yesterday I placed, I'll just let you know, right? It was $50. I'm looking at this money line on the spread for the Rams and Bucs
Tampa
game.
Bay. What
So,
was it, 9.5?
8.5.
Something like that? Oh, 8.5?
8.5, right?
Okay.
No, and then it dropped to 8 for me. So second half I have 8. They're down 8. I jump in, right, when they're down. So thinking this is the final drive. They got the ball back. I jumped in. It was 8. They're moving the ball, and I'm thinking to myself, at some point I jumped in right before the final drive. At some point before the final drive, I had an opportunity to cash that ticket out. They were giving me $80 to cash that ticket out.
Wow.
$30 increase, even though the Bucs were still down. The Rams were still down. But I didn't cash it, Harry. I rode that ship into the ground.
Well, yeah, you had the Marcus Peters pick 6.
That's what killed it.
And then you had the Sue fumble recovery.
Yeah, Sue killed it.
Off of Goff, and he ran it in.
How about Goff,
Dude,
man?
he was moving like a running back, man.
Sue?
Sue.
Absolutely. That was not a big man fumble rumble.
Wow. His Nebraska Cornhuskers weren't moving like that Saturday night. I'll
No,
tell you
not
what.
against Ohio State.
How about that?
Atlanta loss seems worse now. That team is a major disappointment, like always. That's Mike in Turnersville.
Yeah, it does. It stinks that they lost that game, but you can't dwell on it. The fact that I just want Atlanta to keep losing so it doesn't become any kind of tiebreaker where they end up with the same record. Them and Detroit, I am rooting for them to lose.
Okay. All the time.
Yes.
Just so that it will help the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes.
I get it. Now you're rooting for the Packers to win? Because that would be the flip
Well, the
side.
Packers on Sunday at Dallas, I'm rooting for the Packers.
You absolutely have to. And that's what I'm saying. That is a really winnable game. Think about
Well, depends on
frustration.
Devontae Adams. If Devontae Adams is his toe, I'd say it's questionable right now. If he does not play or if he's not near 100%, that's a big deal. You saw what it did to him in the final 10 minutes of that game against the Eagles. So that would be big.
Yo, guys, snuck away. This is our buddy Dan thanking us for the offer of the Temple tickets. A bunch of people got back, and we're really happy about that Temple.
Oh, yeah,
game.
good. Yeah, well, that was a beatdown. I mean, it wasn't even as close as the score indicated, 24-2.
Well, you got the safety. That was it.
Yeah. I mean, the Temple defense shut him out.
Collins was humiliated. That was pretty cool to see.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So Dan says, I love betting through parks. I've been making myself some extra cash. Addicting. Third and most important because Cowboys suck. I made myself some money. Saints and under, baby. Game sucks tonight, but I have Cincinnati outright. Listen,
Wow.
If Cincinnati hits outright, I just need Joe Mixon to go off.
I'll tell you.
Dan from Tuckerton texts the board, Harry. We live in New Jersey. Giants and Jets play here and are horrible. Devils haven't been good in years. Mm-hmm. The Nets are poised to be good with KD and Kyrie, but move from New Jersey. Rutgers is a pathetic
Just fired their football coach.
college football
They might
program.
bring Schiano back.
The only half-decent team we have is Seton Hall basketball.
That's right.
It's embarrassing.
I'll be going up to see some Seton Hall games this year. One of my buddy's
Oh, yeah?
kids goes to Seton Hall. So
Playing?
No, he doesn't
Oh,
play, but
okay.
he's just a student there, so we're going to truck up to a couple games.
So the state of New Jersey really has no legit team right now, if you look at it.
No.
The Devils, no.
No.
I mean, college basketball.
Didn't the Devils just have the number 1 pick in the draft again?
Yeah. They suck.
Yeah.
Now, part of that was to angle it, but I don't know. That's an interesting question. It's pretty devoid of top talent here.
Yeah, it really is.
D'Amico 215 on the Twitch channel, Mays and Eytan. Again, at Harry Mays, TU at Shander Show. Harry's Periscope is up and running. I would settle for Chris Harris. Won't take a lot. We just need a half-decent quarterback. Offense can carry the rest.
Denver's 0-4 now.
Denver sucks.
They'll be 0-5 next week. They'll probably lose to the Chargers in L.A.
Vic Fangio and that team.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's not even Vic Fangio.
No, it's not.
It's John Elway.
But the defense,
John Elway,
can't get any
no,
pressure.
I know. John Elway can't pick a quarterback, and he can't pick a head coach. He's been a disaster.
How about Flacco yesterday? The guy goes up, they're up 14.
He had one of his best games.
I know. And then he throws that pick, and everything just goes to hell.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, Gardner Minshew put on a show.
Yes, he did.
Yesterday.
Not Gardner Webb.
No. Most famous alum from Gardner Webb?
I have no idea.
They were in the tournament.
Basketball tournament?
Yeah.
I do vaguely remember that. No, I don't remember. All I know is Temple beat Gardner Minshew